Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
Most people look at Ronnie Coleman and see 8 Mr. Olympia titles, superhuman strength, and a physique that redefined bodybuilding. They see the man who squatted 800 pounds for reps, who turned impossible into routine, who made heavyweight feel lightweight. But beneath the muscle and the trophies lies something far more valuable than any championship belt. Beneath the surface is a blueprint for power that transcends the gym, a formula for wealth that has nothing to do with genetics and everything to do with one thing: discipline. Coleman's net worth ranges from $2 million to $15 million depending on sources, but the numbers tell only half the story. This is a man who started as a police officer in Arlington, Texas, working shifts while training twice a day. He worked at Domino's Pizza after college when he couldn't find accounting work. He had no trust fund, no shortcuts, no privileged pathway to greatness. What he had was an accounting degree he never used professionally and a willingness to outwork everyone in every room he entered. That willingness became his fortune. The transformation from struggling graduate to bodybuilding king wasn't magic. It was mathematics. Coleman understood something most people spend their entire lives refusing to accept. Success is not negotiable. You cannot bargain with excellence. You cannot compromise with championship-level performance. Coleman believed that hard work and consistency were the cornerstones of success, often stating that there were no shortcuts to achieving a remarkable physique. This wasn't motivational poster philosophy. This was the operating system of a man who would become one of the wealthiest bodybuilders in history. Consider the economics of his ascent. Each Mr. Olympia victory earned him between $100,000 and $200,000 in prize money. 8 consecutive wins from 1998 to 2005 built the foundation. But Coleman didn't stop at competition earnings. He claimed half of his wealth came from endorsements, with major contracts from supplement companies, clothing brands, and shoe manufacturers. The real money, he understood, wasn't in the trophy. The real money was in becoming so undeniably excellent that corporations would pay millions to associate their products with your name. This is where discipline transforms into wealth. Most athletes peak, collect their checks, and fade into comfortable obscurity. Coleman saw the stage as a launching pad. In 2011, he launched the Ronnie Coleman Signature Series, his sports nutrition and supplement product line. The brand expanded to over 100 countries worldwide, generating millions annually. This wasn't luck. This was a man who spent decades building credibility, rep by rep, meal by meal, refusal by refusal, until his name alone could move product globally. The psychology behind Coleman's success reveals universal principles that apply far beyond bodybuilding. He placed significant importance on mental fortitude, believing that a strong mindset was crucial for overcoming obstacles and maintaining motivation. Visualization techniques played a vital role in his training philosophy, as he often envisioned himself achieving his goals before stepping onto the stage or into the gym. This mental preparation complemented his physical efforts, creating a holistic approach that encompassed both body and mind. But visualization without execution is fantasy. Coleman's genius was pairing imagination with implementation. His training involved heavy lifting with high reps, with most sets pushing through 8 to 20 repetitions. He trained 6 days a week with a rolling schedule, meaning no muscle group waited a full 7 days before getting trained again. After 6 straight days of intense lifting, he made it a point to fully step away from the gym on Sundays. This wasn't just physical recovery. This day helped him recharge mentally, reducing stress and allowing him to come back focused for the new week. The discipline equation here is critical for anyone building wealth. Coleman never confused activity with productivity. 6 days of maximum intensity, followed by 1 day of complete rest. No half measures. No mediocre middle ground. This binary approach to effort, all in or all out, is what separates millionaires from paycheck collectors. As one entrepreneur who applied bodybuilding principles to business discovered, tracking progress meticulously and maintaining boundaries around schedules creates the discipline needed to serve clients well. The business applications become obvious when you examine Coleman's catchphrases. "Yeah, buddy," and "lightweight, baby," weren't just gym motivation. They symbolized his ability to make daunting tasks seem manageable through a positive mindset. This mindset can help reduce stress and make difficult tasks feel more achievable, fostering confidence and resilience. In business terms, this is reframing. The 800-pound squat is lightweight. The impossible product launch is just another Tuesday. The million-dollar goal is just a number on a whiteboard. Coleman frequently said that your mind will quit 100 times before your body ever does. This psychological insight is worth more than any business degree. Most entrepreneurs quit not because their business failed, but because their mind convinced them failure was inevitable. Coleman trained his brain to override its own survival instincts. Every time he loaded the bar with weight that could paralyze him if something went wrong, every time he pushed through the pain barrier, he was conditioning his mind to ignore the quit signal. This mental conditioning translates directly to wealth accumulation. Personal finance is a constant battle between the present you and the future you, where wealth grows exponentially under compound growth if your future self can win these small battles on a consistent basis. Coleman won this battle every single day for decades. He understood that greatness doesn't happen overnight, but through demanding excellence every single day, which compounds over time. The financial discipline required to build Coleman's empire mirrors his training regimen exactly. His diet was meticulously planned with a focus on high-protein foods and complex carbohydrates, ensuring his body was properly fueled for growth and recovery. Apply this to personal finance. Your income is protein. Your investments are complex carbohydrates. Your expenses are cardio burning through resources. Coleman never ate food that didn't serve his goal. Most people never spend money that serves their wealth. Here's where Coleman's story becomes instructive for anyone serious about power and prosperity. Despite earning millions, Coleman's current net worth of $2 million reflects significant medical expenses, having spent nearly $2 million on surgeries from his intense training. He underwent 13 surgeries on his back, hips, and neck due to severe spinal injuries from heavy lifting. Some would call this cautionary. Coleman calls it investment. He says his injuries were his greatest teachers, bringing him closer to mastering his own body and understanding its limits. This perspective reveals the ultimate discipline secret: cost awareness without cost avoidance. Coleman knew the price. He paid it willingly. He never looked back with regret. He often said that growth doesn't happen while lifting, but during recovery. In business, growth doesn't happen during the grind. It happens when you step back, assess, adjust, and compound your knowledge. Just as bodybuilders must adjust goals during cutting phases when body weight drops, businesses must adapt to cycles while maintaining disciplined pursuit of the ultimate objective. The Ronnie Coleman wealth formula can be distilled into 5 non-negotiable principles. First, extreme clarity on the end goal. His catchphrase, "lightweight, baby," often shouted while lifting massive weights, embodies the mental trick of perceiving challenges as more manageable than they seem. This encourages breaking down barriers mentally before overcoming them physically. In wealth building, this means seeing the $10 million net worth as achievable, then reverse engineering the daily actions required. Second, relentless consistency over intensity bursts. Coleman said success is built on consistency, highlighting that consistent effort, dedication, and perseverance over time are key ingredients in attaining success. The level of dedication to excellence required to be a successful bodybuilder is likely unsurpassed in any sport, and this level of daily dedication and discipline translates extremely well into the business world. Most people work intensely for 3 months, then coast for 9. Coleman worked intensely for decades. That's the difference between a trophy and a dynasty. Third, strategic recovery and patience. Despite his grueling training schedule of twice-a-day workouts, he managed to carve out essential quality time for family and close friends. His support network played a crucial role in maintaining his mental and emotional well-being, allowing him to perform at his peak. Wealth builders who burn out lose everything. Coleman understood that rest isn't laziness. Rest is strategy. He said if you train hard and push it every day, your body is going to wear out, so you must give your body time to recover. Fourth, internal competition over external comparison. Coleman said his biggest competition was always himself, that he didn't look at other guys as competition because he couldn't control how they looked, only how he looked. This principle applies directly to business, where looking at competitors to bring your best package to market is futile compared to focusing on your own measure of success. Most entrepreneurs waste energy obsessing over competitors. Coleman spent that energy becoming incomparable. Fifth, monetizing credibility through brand extension. After retiring from competitive bodybuilding, Coleman remained in the public eye through media appearances and established a significant online presence. His estimated annual income across all revenue streams, including social media, sponsorships, and business ventures, ranges from approximately $1 million, $0.2 million, to $1.6 million. This is the discipline of leverage. Build the asset once, your reputation, then extract value indefinitely through multiple channels. The psychological framework Coleman operated within is worth examining in detail because it's replicable across any wealth-building endeavor. He said the difference between dreaming and achieving is consistent, hard work, that success demands consistency and an unwavering dedication to the task at hand. This isn't motivational fluff. This is operational doctrine. While dreaming is important, it is the consistent hard work that bridges the gap between aspirations and achievements. Coleman's approach to pain management offers another critical insight. He said often our minds succumb to fatigue, fear, and self-doubt long before our bodies reach their true limits. He claimed mental strength is just as important as physical strength and willpower. In wealth building, this manifests as fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of risk. Coleman trained himself to feel the fear and execute anyway. He always said to himself, right before a tough set, "Ain't nothing to it but to do it." This simplification of complexity is genius-level psychological engineering. By simplifying the challenge into actionable steps, he mentally prepared himself to tackle any workout. This quote encourages breaking down daunting tasks into manageable actions, reducing intimidation, and increasing ability to perform. Applied to business, the $1 million launch isn't a mountain, it's a sequence. Email list, product creation, sales page, traffic, conversion, follow-up. Each step is nothing. The sequence is everything. The Coleman discipline system also incorporated strategic flexibility within rigid structure. His workout program was meticulously designed to maximize muscle mass and strength gains, involving a combination of compound movements and isolation exercises. Each workout session often included multiple sets and repetitions, pushing his muscles to their limits through this high-volume approach designed to induce hypertrophy. But he adapted. When his body weight plummeted during contest prep, he adjusted his lifting goals downward so they remained achievable and relevant to the situation. This adaptive discipline is critical for wealth accumulation. Successful people understand that discipline doesn't mean rigid inflexibility, but rather commitment to the goal while adjusting tactics as circumstances change. Coleman never changed his goal of winning Mr. Olympia. He constantly changed his methods based on feedback from his body, his coaches, his competition results. He acknowledged that there is no one-size-fits-all approach in bodybuilding or life, emphasizing the need for personalized strategies and solutions. The financial architecture of Coleman's empire reveals another discipline principle: diversification through expertise, multiplication. Beyond his supplement brand, Coleman owns property investments, has revenue from merchandise sales, earns from seminar appearances and guest posing, and generates income through social media content. Each revenue stream connects to his core identity: bodybuilding excellence. He didn't diversify into random ventures. He multiplied expressions of the same expertise. This focus is how discipline creates wealth. Champions are goal setters with a burning desire to succeed who can visualize the end result and have a plan they work every single day to get there. Well-defined goals provide clarity and motivation, serving as the foundation for disciplined actions. Coleman's goal was never make money. His goal was become the most dominant bodybuilder ever. The money followed dominance. The wealth followed excellence. The power followed discipline. Consider the opportunity cost of Coleman's choices. Opportunity cost is the benefit of the next best alternative missed when a decision is made, providing a way to bring future benefits into the present for side-by-side comparison. Coleman chose pain over comfort, training over socializing, discipline over freedom, delayed gratification over instant pleasure. Every choice compounded. Wealth grows exponentially under compound growth if your future self can win these small battles on a consistent basis. The current-day Coleman still embodies these principles despite physical limitations. Even after all his surgeries, he remains dedicated to the gym, with current workouts focused on machines, lighter weights, and high reps to maintain strength while avoiding further injury. He still lifts weights daily, despite multiple surgeries, believing that light weights are for wimps. This is discipline at its purest, continuing the practice even when the rewards have already been earned. For anyone seeking to build wealth and power through discipline, Coleman's career offers a masterclass. He said there's no secret formula. He lifted heavy, worked hard, and aimed to be the best. He emphasized that if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. This is the uncomfortable truth most people spend their lives avoiding. Different results require different behaviors. Wealth requires wealthy behaviors. Power requires powerful actions. Excellence requires excellent consistency. The psychological warfare Coleman waged against limitation is perhaps his greatest legacy. He said everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift heavy-ass weights. This quote encourages aligning actions with ambitions, putting in the hard work required to achieve dreams. In wealth terms, everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to delay gratification. Track expenses, invest consistently, learn continuously, and compound relentlessly for decades. Coleman's approach to failure and setback completes the discipline framework. He said the comeback is always stronger than the setback, that injuries teach us to focus on the moment and realize our mental toughness. Successful people know that the only true failure is in quitting, so they seek the lessons to be learned in every roadblock, grow from it, and persist toward their goal. This resilience isn't innate, it's trained. Coleman trained his resilience the same way he trained his legs, with progressive overload, increasing difficulty, and refusal to accept limitation. The final discipline secret Coleman offers is perhaps the most valuable. Love the process more than the outcome. He said, when you love something as much as he loved bodybuilding, you don't have to do much extra to push yourself. It just happens. His dedication and passion were such that training became second nature, pushing himself to the limit automatically. He considered his job as his hobby, saying, life doesn't get better than that. This is the ultimate wealth-building mindset, finding a path where discipline feels like freedom, where hard work feels like play, where sacrifice feels like privilege. When you treat your body like a business and implement non-negotiable behaviors, you trigger action and generate results not just in fitness, but across all areas of life. Coleman didn't just build a physique, he built a system. He didn't just win titles, he created a methodology. He didn't just earn money, he engineered wealth through the systematic application of discipline. For those willing to apply Coleman's principles, the pathway is clear, but not easy. He said, if you're not willing to endure the pain of discipline, then you will endure the pain of regret. The pain of regret arises from missed opportunities, unrealized potential, and the constant haunting question of what could have been. Discipline isn't comfortable. It's profitable. It's not fun. It's effective. It's not for everyone. It's for those who refuse to settle. 8 Mr. Olympia titles, millions in earnings, global brand recognition, business empire, legacy secured. None of it happened by accident. None of it came from genetics alone. All of it emerged from one man's refusal to accept limitation, his commitment to showing up, his willingness to do what others wouldn't, and his understanding that discipline isn't punishment. It's the price of power. The barbell doesn't care about your feelings. The market doesn't care about your excuses. Success doesn't care about your intentions. They only care about your actions. Coleman understood this completely. That understanding made him a king. That same understanding can make you wealthy. The weights are waiting. The question is, are you willing to lift them? Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.